My baby pretty much is still high up, even though I'm 9 centimeters right now. So she gave me the option to wait it out a little bit longer while I'm sitting up like this, like I'm sitting down. Even though I have the epidural, I can't get up, which sucks because I know that would probably help. So I'm sitting up. So I'm feeling her push. I'm feeling her push down there. I am. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I just need a little bit of time. That's what she said. A little time. See if I dilate. See if my pelvic bone area opens up. And I'm feeling her head. I'm feeling like I need to push right now. Whoa. I'm rooting for you, Zuri. Come on, baby girl. Push through. Push through. Get your little, squeeze your little head through that pelvic bone. Hello, my name is Flo and welcome to my channel. I do want to start off by saying, I don't know if you heard in the back, but a little disclaimer, I do have a toddler. I know there are a lot of YouTubers out there that like have kids and they do YouTube, and I don't know how they're able to mute out their kids, but I'm a single mom and that's also going to be integrated into my channel, or like a part of my channel, a part of my journey as a single mom. So it will be illustrated very much on this channel. We're out there that you will sometimes hear my little one in the background. Sometimes you'll hear a little bit of cartoons in the background, so I can keep that little heifer together and situated so that mommy could take care of her stuff. You guys know that I am a single mom, so obviously she is always with me. You know, I ain't got no nanny or no babysitter to be sending her off just to record YouTube videos. But it's my life, she is my world, and I'd rather her be with me than anyone else, I guess, if it's an emergency situation. But yes, boom, boom, boom. As you can see from the title, this will be a birth story part 2, because I do have part 1 recorded, but my camera was janky. Okay, so don't judge me. It was hella janky. Everything about that situation, that video was janky, but I wanted to get that video out there. I guess I kind of want to get that first YouTube video, you know, jitters, you know, I don't know, goosebumps. I wanted to get that out of the way, so I did it. It was so much fun. I love recording that video. So here I am with part 2 with my birth story. So let's get into it. I think where I left off from the other video was basically me talking about the beginning parts of my pregnancy, which, you know, such a long story that I just, you know, I'm sure throughout my journey on this YouTube channel, I will bring up parts of my pregnancy, which was such a big deal. You know, before you have kids, you always hear postpartum depression. You always hear postpartum depression. You always hear things like baby blues, and you just hear little things here and there about it, but actually experience it, actually go through baby blues and postpartum depression is like on a whole level. If you are a mom who went through postpartum depression, you know what I'm trying to say. It's a serious thing to go through. And for me, being a single mom, knowing, listen, I'm gonna be 1,000 with y'all, 1,000%. Okay, okay, ladies, let me just keep it real. I was in a relationship with my daughter's father, and I was in a moment in my life where I was like, I don't think I was ready for something really serious yet. And it's crazy because all like the time before, all I wanted was a relationship. Okay, and then I got into a relationship and I was like, I don't think I'm ready for a relationship. And that's what it was. Like the end of our relationship, for me, I was like, I don't want to be in this relationship. You know, sex with my daughter's father was amazing. Okay, so why I stayed around just a little bit longer every single time. Not just the sex. He was a good guy. We had good conversations and everything, but it was his lifestyle outside of our relationship is why I couldn't continue with him. Like, I knew that what his lifestyle outside of our relationship was going to be the reason why I had to let him go. You know, that bad boy, you know, lifestyle. He's from Philadelphia, so very intelligent, very smart. But his lifestyle outside of our relationship, I felt like I was the sweet, nice suburban girl that he loved to come home to, you know, to get away from that crazy life. I swear I felt like that's what it was, because whenever he would come like home to me, you know, and he would get like these certain phone calls, and I'd be like straight up, my face and everything, I'd be looking at him like, when he get off the phone, I'd be like, who was that? What was that about? And please don't even please, I don't even want to know what you got going on like outside these doors. Once I figured all of that out, honey, it was too late. I was pregnant, okay? And the crazy part about all of that, it was my nephew had just been born. I had baby fever out of the way. My sister had her son. I was so freaking happy that I didn't have baby fever anymore. A baby in the family, hallelujah. And I come up pregnant. So I think that's where I left off in the first video. The moment I found I was pregnant, I already knew abortion wasn't for me. I am not knocking abortions. I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice, pro however you want to live your life. But for me, at that moment, abortion just wasn't an option for me. It just wasn't. After looking at my brand new nephew and his innocence, all the times I've ever thought about being pregnant before I got pregnant. You know, as a woman, as a little girl, you think about this, like, oh, the day I meet my husband, the day I get pregnant. So, like I said, abortion just did not cross my mind. And that's how I called him, told him. Do you know what he said to me? Girl, do you know what this man said to me when I called him and told him that I was pregnant? Do you know what he said? Let me just, as a matter of fact, I didn't even call him, I FaceTimed him. I was like, hey, what's up? Oh, I'm good. Oh, yeah, yes, you're gonna have to come by later. I'm pregnant. Do you know what this motherfucker said to me? I know. I told him that I was pregnant, and he replied with, I know. I was at a loss for words when he said that, because it was just like, okay, you trying to trap me? You didn't tell me, you just hoping I didn't get pregnant? No, I didn't even really ask him or get into that, but he basically was like, yeah, I know. Didn't push abortion on me. He didn't do any of that. He was actually excited. He was like, oh, you're gonna have my baby girl. I mean, you're gonna have my little one. My little one is inside of you. He was really excited. Continued with our relationship. He was coming home with that same street shit, that street life stuff that I was just not comfortable with. Now I was having a girl. I was super excited. My mom, who had already predicted I was gonna have a girl, and like, you know, everyone is excited that I was having a girl. So was he. But something came over me, and something was just like, Flo, you're just gonna have to be honest with him, okay? And basically what I did was, he came home one day, and I had a conversation with him, and I told him that I don't think that me and him were gonna work out in a relationship, and I just wanted him to be a father to my daughter. You know, I just didn't really think our relationship was gonna work out. So honey, that did not go well, Mama. Me breaking up with him, and I'm pregnant. Mama. Yes, Boopy? Cookie. Yeah, it's your cracker. Thank you for letting me get back to this video. Yes, baby. Daddy, cookie. Yes, that's for you. Now I'm going to ignore you. Long story short, From the very moment that I told him that, I realized that at that very moment that I took on the job of being a single mom. Why did I take that job? Yes, Booby. Can you stop calling me? Anyway, so from that moment on, I realized that since I told him that, I realized that I had taken on the job of being a single mom, because he did not take that well. And there's still no excuse for him not be like after that moment, he just kind of like ghost on me. He pulled a street nigga shit on me. Yes, he did. I'm just gonna be a single mom. I'm gonna do what I have to do. It's gonna be tough. I was telling myself from when 6, 7, 8 months pregnant, I was telling myself over and over again, preparing myself mentally, emotionally to become a single mom. I don't really know how, I'm sure there are plenty of women out there who've gone through that, like what I went through. But I literally was not trying to cry myself to sleep. Like, I was crying myself to sleep, but I was crying myself to sleep because I was emotional, not because like, oh, I'm gonna be a single mom. I was also crying myself to sleep because of the fact that my daughter was going to be fatherless, you know.
Mama.
Yes, baby.
Taking a cookie?
Yes, that's your cookie for you. It was because of the simple fact that I knew already my daughter was going to be a fatherless child up in this society, and you know how that is. It was one of those girls, and you know, my father died when I was a very young girl, when I was like 5 or 6. So I have a little bit of memories of him, not a lot, but basically I grew up without a father, and I realized that was going to be the same situation for my daughter. And let me tell you, girl, fast forward all of that, you know, going through my baby blues, because it was tough, honey. I was so emotional, so distraught, so everything. because I live in Georgia, so I was here in Atlanta, Georgia by myself. My mom was in Miami, my sister was in South Carolina. Like, I had no family in the same state as me. So I had no real serious emotional support system. And friends who, I don't really know, you know, you have friends, but people are living their own lives, you know, so it is what it is. I never took that personal either. I basically had no one. Like, I had Netflix and YouTube. I've always been into makeup, but I really got into makeup when I was pregnant because I didn't want to watch any love story that reminded me of love, anything that reminded me of happiness. It's weird, I know, but anything that was happy, I didn't want to watch because it made me sad, because, you know, all of that just, it fucked with me. I promise you, baby blues is a serious and real thing. But I would watch makeup tutorials on YouTube, and the very first person that I came across on YouTube was Alicia Ashley. Yes, I did. I think she was in like the beginning stages of her YouTube channel when I was pregnant. Like, she really didn't have that many followers as like what she has now, because she has a huge following on YouTube now. And if only she knew that she helped me get through. Just from watching her do makeup is what helped me. Yes, so her and maybe a few other YouTubers, but what I can remember coming across hers because her videos used to be very detailed, very like, you felt like you were in a class. So I would watch her videos, and I would just binge watch makeup tutorial videos. And I really got into makeup when I was pregnant. So I would watch makeup, I would watch a lot of documentaries. Like, that's the type of stuff that got me through my pregnancy, because girl, honey, yeah, I had no one, okay? Actually, towards the end of my pregnancy, my brother and my sister-in-law moved to Georgia. I was like 8 months pregnant. I finally had somebody, which was my sister-in-law. And I remember the day my water broke. It was, okay, my sister-in-law came home from work, and I was talking to her. We were talking about whatever. She's Jamaican. So she was working at this Jamaican restaurant, and she brought me some oxtails home. Girl, I killed those oxtails. Talking, I was eating. And all of a sudden, I felt like this warm, like, you know, when you're pregnant, you have a lot of stuff coming out of you down there. I felt like this sensation. I don't know if it wasn't a wet feeling at first. It was just like a sensation, like something just popped. Like that was basically what if something felt like it popped. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'm like, what are you doing down there, baby girl? But whatever. Cat eat my oxtails. All of a sudden, I feel something running down my leg. I said, the hell? So I got up, and then boom, it just started coming more and more down my leg. And my sister-in-law was talking to me about, she was telling me a story. So while she's still talking, and I'm like, I'm just like in my head, like, did my water break? She's still talking. I'm like, so I stood up and I stopped her. Like finally, I'm like, I think my water broke. And my sister-in-law was like, what? She's like, oh my God, hold on. She like flipped out. Like, she's like, Flo, hold on. Like, I was standing by the bed and she's like, hold on. And I'm just like, I'm good. Like in my head, I'm thinking I'm good. Like I know my water just broke, but I don't feel any pain. She's just flipping out. She's like coming in and out of the room, like telling me, do I have my bags packed? I'm like, yes, I have my bags packed. She's like, okay, this, okay, that, whatever. We're trying to figure out our situation. I ended up having to take a freaking Uber to the hospital. Yes, I took an Uber to the hospital. Girl, my battery in my car died. I had to call an Uber, okay? So I took the Uber to the hospital. Luckily, the hospital, which I gave birth to my daughter, was Emory Midtown. And it was like not too far from where I live, like maybe 10 minutes. So I got there very quickly. When I got to the hospital, they checked me. Actually, they wheeled me in a wheelchair. I was like, I had a lot of fluid, or I forget what it's called, but I had a lot of that in me and it just kept coming out. Like they were pushing me in a wheelchair and that was just leaking all over the place. It's where like that whole process is a little embarrassing because you shit, you pee, you vomit all over yourself. It's ridiculous. There's a lot going on when it happens. But I actually have some clips of the beginning process that I'm gonna insert here so you guys can see that although I was going through everything by myself, I still wanted to remember the moment for me, for my daughter, so one day we can look at it together, and I just wanted to forever capture that moment. So like I said, even though, because my sister-in-law had to leave, so she left me at the hospital by myself. It's all good, nothing personal. So I basically was at the hospital by myself. My mom was in Miami, so she would call me. My mom was actually supposed to come, but I came 2 weeks early, from my due date. So, you know, she wasn't able to come when she was planned, when she wasn't able to come from when she planned on coming. So I was there by myself, and I recorded some videos. Me, the epidural, like 8-9 centimeters, and it just wouldn't move. Like it just wouldn't go nowhere. Like I really wanted a natural birth, but honey, I was tired. I was exhausted. I hadn't slept for days prior to going to the hospital. Prior from when my water broke, I hadn't slept at all. I just couldn't sleep. I had a C-section and I don't regret it, you know, because when baby girl came out, they cut you. Obviously you don't feel anything at all, and then they push you. Before, my doctor was Haitian, by the way, which was crazy. I'm Haitian, by the way, since if you don't know. She was like, I'm gonna give you a nice big push and you're gonna feel it. And I did. So when I felt something just come right out, all I heard was the same damn cry I hear now. Zuri is not a crier, she's a screamer. But anyway, the very first moment I heard those screaming, girl, I burst out into tears. It was like, that moment, was something that feeling, I'm getting a little teary-eyed right now, but that feeling, I felt like it was just the same as giving natural birth, that connection, hearing my babies cry. And I swear they went from pulling her out straight to me. I saw her, the first person she laid her eyes on was to mommy. Emory Midtown, they were amazing. They treated me, it was like they knew I was by myself. They knew I was there by myself. So they were just like, they treated me like as if I was a sister to them, you know, a family member. They were great, they were wonderful. I don't regret anything about it. I went through everything by myself, but it is what it is, you know. My baby was healthy to this day. My baby girl is healthy. And whenever I think about that day, I always think about it as it being the saddest yet happiest day of my life, because I wasn't able to share it with anyone, but it changed my life forever. I got my baby and she's so healthy, and that's all that matters, is a healthy baby. And so I'm very happy about that. And I brought baby home, and 2 years later, she's the joy of my life to this day. So I hope you enjoyed my on and on story, my birth story and my pre-birth prego story. And I really wanted to get into detail about the beginning parts of my pregnancy, because I just want to be able to relate and reach out to other single moms like me. The bad light shined on us, like for a lot of things. I mean, there are good things too about us single mothers. You know, we're strong, we conquer, we take care of things because we have to. We take care of both parts. And yet, you know, a lot of we just, girl, they treat us like we just second class, basically. You know, like we're not the complete family. And false, honey, okay? Because what we have, me and my baby girl, is a family. I always tell people, I'm just gonna have some family time with family. I'm always using family because guess what? Okay, mommy, daddy, babies, that's a family, yes. Mommy and daughter, mommy and son, family. Daddy and son, daddy and daughter, family. You choose how you want your family to be this way, but here we are. And guess what? I love my baby girl, and I would change nothing about it, okay? Zuri's dad is somewhat working on being more in her life. I cannot hate him. I repeat, I cannot hate him, because he gave me this beautiful child that I just love so much. So I cannot hate him. I cannot block him on any phone numbers. I can't do any of those things because it would be selfish of me. It's not about me, it's about her. I don't want to think about the negative, I just want to think about the positive, because my baby girl deserves her father to be in her life, and I'm not going to be the one to stop that. A whole nother 24 hours later, guess who's here? She's here. She made it via C-section. It wasn't too bad, actually. I was very cooperative with the nurses. They were so sweet. Everybody was sweet. So it made for a really easy process. And she's healthy, and she's breastfeeding. I'm gonna order breakfast at 6:45, so I decided to record something. And I'm gonna be here maybe another day. Alright. See you again.
And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just click the banner now or go to ZipRecruiter.com/Spotify. That's ZipRecruiter.com.